Action, puzzles, and highly customizable skills make up the bulk of Slime Heroes. This Souls-like adventure has you playing as the last slime alive, exploring the world, fighting off corrupted monsters, and trying to rescue the world's guardians from corruption. There are puzzle and combat dungeons scattered through the world that will help you get more powerful, and of course, bosses to overcome and snatch incredible ultimate abilities from. This is one of the most customizable co-op games we have ever played. As you make your way through it, you will unlock new weapons, gain points to upgrade your stats, find hats with unique abilities, and master a huge variety of magic spells. Each of these spells can be mixed with another one to create something different, and if you swap them around, it's another spell again. Plus, the fact that you can add special aspects to them gives you a ton of possibilities. Many of the puzzle dungeons are even designed around specific spells you'll need to beat them. It supports 2 players locally and online. 2025 is halfway through, and while there are sure to be some more amazing co-op games coming our way, this has already been a banger of a year, so let's take a look at the top 10 co-op games of 2025 so far. And a quick disclaimer that we did receive a lot of these games for free, including Slime Heroes, which we just talked about. Big Helmet Heroes is an action-packed beat-em-up with support for 2 players. This game is absolutely gorgeous and super fun to boot. They previously sponsored us, but this is not sponsored. This is like a spiritual successor to Castle Crashers and has random wacky weapons scattered around every level, from carrots and frying pans to electric guitars and plunger guns. The levels themselves are super wacky and take place in water parks filled with lava, high schools, and even again, another electric guitar. The game has you playing as knights with 4 different fighting styles to choose from, and each knight has their own unique ultimate attack, from summoning a horde of sheep to stampede the enemies, or casting a magical purple ray to blast people away. Throughout the game, you'll be looking for the multitude of secrets, fighting off hordes of enemies, and rescuing caged knights with more ultimate abilities. Split Fiction is one of the best co-op games there is. This one follows the story of 2 young authors. One writes fantasy and the other writes sci-fi. They end up trapped together in a simulation of their stories, and that's what you play. Throughout the entire game, you're going to continually swap between sci-fi and fantasy worlds. And every time you swap, you're going to get a host of unique and super cool abilities. You'll play as super soldiers that are color-coded to blast shields and buttons of their color. You'll play as shape-shifting magical creatures with the ability to change between a fairy and an ent, or a gorilla and a mermaid thingy. None of the game's mechanics stay long enough for you to get tired of them. Instead, they are constantly switching. And on top of all that, there are 12 fantastic side stories in the game that introduce even more mechanics. These stories will let you play as superhero pigs, face down childhood fears of the dentist, or go snowboarding down a mountain while being shot at by flying ships. The story is pretty good, the graphics are fantastic, and the co-op gameplay is unmatched. Sedap, a culinary adventure, brings an interesting twist to the overcooked-like genre. This game features 2 characters who have started up a food truck on an abandoned island in an attempt to find new recipes. One of you is a cook and can cook faster than your partner and will spend most of your time in the kitchen, while player 2 is a fighter and a gatherer. They'll have to slay creatures in the wild to gather materials for cooking. You can both perform any of the tasks, but will be faster at the ones you're best suited for. You'll have to go out into the wilderness and explore for ingredients while trying to serve customers that you somehow have even though you're on an abandoned island. There are different charms and upgrades you can purchase to improve your character, and the game features dynamic split screen to allow each player freedom to explore the levels. Thunderfolk dumps you into a fantasy world based on tabletop RPGs. They also previously sponsored us, but again, this is not sponsored. There are 6 different characters or classes to choose from at the very beginning, and each one gets their own unique skills and fighting styles. This is a turn-based tactical game with an enjoyable story, absolutely exquisite voice acting, and it really made us strategize and talk about what we are going to do. It is a decently long game. We logged about 20 hours playing through each level and spending time in the village talking to townsfolk, buying trinkets, and setting up our characters' cards. There is a good variety of enemies to fight, and it does a fantastic job of slowly teaching you the game's mechanics in a way that you can learn and understand. It is a fantastic introduction into tabletop RPGs. Each player also uses their mobile phone as their like deck of cards or character sheet, which is really nice because then you don't need multiple controllers, and the app just works fantastically. We had a lot of people complaining about not wanting to do this because it's a mobile game. It's not a mobile game, it's a console game with a mobile app companion that works exquisitely. It supports 4 players locally, and you can share the screen with others who can join from afar. If you've made it this far, I'm guessing you are a pretty big fan of co-op games, so I want to introduce you to these shirts. These are our shirts found on the coopstop.com, and we've got some really cool ones, from these joypads holding hands, or just normal controllers holding hands if you're more into that than the specific look of these ones. Maybe you're like us and you have a new player coming soon, so you need a onesie. Whatever it is, you can get it at the coopstop.com, and anything you buy goes directly to supporting the channel. Survival Kids is a cozy puzzle game reminiscent of Stardew Valley and some survival games. The game features a group of kids who have crashed on a series of islands that are actually giant turtles. Your goal is to escape each island and try to make it home before the turtle fully submerges in the water. To do so, you'll need to collect all of the pieces of your wrecked raft and assemble it to move on to the next island. Along the way, you'll have to gather food and cook it to build up stamina, gather wood, rocks, and vines to build bridges or climbing nets, and find blueprints on the island to make yourself new gadgets, like the fishing pole to gather items from afar, an umbrella to glide across gaps, or a trampoline to jump up onto high ledges. The game supports 4 players online and 2 locally. The game is a little pricey for its 5 to 7 hours of gameplay, but it's still a lot of fun if you have a Nintendo Switch 2 to play it on. Let's Cook Together 2 is an Overcooked-like game that supports up to 4 players. It takes place in a future world where food has become a soulless paste, and your mission is to learn how to cook once again. This is another game that sponsored us previously, but this is not sponsored. That should just go to show you guys that we do care what sponsorships we take. We don't try to feed you garbage stuff. This game has over 250 levels, plus a level editor to build your own levels and share them with other players. There are 9 playable chefs, and they each have their own unique strengths. For example, one of them can cook faster and another won't slip on trash. Its levels even adapt themselves depending on how many players you decide to play with, be it 1, 2, 3, or 4. There are wacky levels that will pit you against your co-op partner in short cooking sessions, and throughout the game you can buy upgrades to your kitchen appliances. Popucom is probably my second favorite game on this list. It's almost like Astrobot, but with fantastic co-op gameplay from Split Fiction. This is a co-op only game where you play as Splatoon-esque characters armed with color guns and the ability to change between 2 colors at will. These colors form the very base of the game. You'll face a variety of little monsters in third-person shooter combat and will need to shoot them with their colors to defeat them. Often you'll need to employ a match 3 technique and get 3 color blobs in a row to dispatch it. But on top of the combat, there is also a good variety of puzzles and 3D platforming. Your characters are given 4 different abilities to help them make it through the levels. From being able to summon a shield of your color to block lasers from hitting your partner, to becoming a little ball that can explode at will, controlling a little flying robot that can pick things up, and a hand that can grab things from afar and swap places with some blocks in the game. It is really fun and gets you thinking, but it's not too hard of a game. How to Escape Lost Submarine is a mysterious puzzle game with escape room elements. You are on a mission to stop a submarine from unleashing its torpedoes and are trying to discover what events led up to the situation you're in now. This is an asymmetrical game, so one of you will play on your console or PC, while the other uses the free companion app on their mobile phone to supply you with hints and clues to solve the puzzles you're running into. It relies heavily on your wits and your ability to communicate with each other. We ran into some puzzles that really frustrated us, but we enjoyed the majority of what we played. You'll have to decipher secret languages, describe photos, determine who is who on the crew, and much more. Revenge of the Savage Planet offers classic split-screen co-op. This game has you exploring new, uncharted planets, trying to discover if they are habitable. Unfortunately, you just got fired and all of your gear is scattered between these planets, so you'll have to explore and collect it, and gather materials to create new pieces of gear to unlock new abilities, from double jumping to different guns, grenades, and gadgets. The world is filled with creatures that will try to kill you, but you can fight back. Or you could capture them for study. It has little secrets hidden around every corner, from cosmetics to crafting materials, and orange goo balls that will upgrade your health and stamina. It plays almost like a Metroidvania. Each world is open for you to explore, but certain areas will need special skills, and you can often backtrack to find new things. There are puzzles to solve, quests to complete, and plenty of fun to be had in this adventurous open-world Metroidvania third-person shooter. That was a lot. If you want more fantastic couch co-op games, this video right here will take you over the top 10 co-op games of 2024. There are some real bangers on this list, and I cannot wait to see you over there. We love you guys. Y'all are awesome.